Are you micromanaging people in the workplace and maybe not even realizing it? Micromanagement is one of those things that promises so much but delivers so little. Micromanaging people creates tension in the workplace and breaks down trust and destroys relationships. We're going to talk about why micromanaging could be destroying your workplace environment. I know it feels like you've got to pay attention to every detail, but when you do this, you actually hinder people from ever being creative or ever reaching their true potential. So if you want your team to thrive, you have to stop micromanaging and you got to start focusing on building better relationships. In this video, I'm going to show you how letting go of micromanaging can actually make you a much more effective leader. And that's what this is all about. Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tom, and I get it. Micromanaging makes sense sometimes because you want to make sure everything's done exactly right. Or you could say exactly the way you want them to be done. And I understand why this happens, but it's one of the quickest ways to undermine your team and destroy all morale in your workplace. It weakens the relationships between you and everybody you work with. So you might think that you're being helpful, but what's actually happening is you're ensuring that things are done just right, but the reality is it's probably causing more harm than it is good. Nobody really likes to be micromanaged, and if they do, you kind of got to ask, is this person really the best person for the team? It stresses you out because you're constantly looking over everybody's shoulders and you feel like you're responsible for every detail. It also frustrates people around you, especially the creative types that could actually take your business into the future. It makes people feel controlled, and that's not a good thing. It makes them feel incapable and sometimes even resentful. I mean, nobody likes to be controlled. Just think about that. And so today we're going to talk about why micromanaging could actually be bringing about negative, resentful results into your workplace and not doing everything for you that you might think it is. So we want to talk about how to build healthier relationships where we trust our team and we empower people to do their jobs with a little bit of creativity, and you'll find that everybody, including yourself, is going to benefit from this. Okay, the first thing that we want to talk about, micromanaging destroys trust in the workplace. Now, it could be that you have some people on your team that simply aren't trustworthy, and maybe you need to think about eliminating those people if possible. But otherwise, in a generally healthy workplace, we have to learn to trust people to do their jobs. And maybe we can put in some boundaries or some consequences, but one of the biggest consequences of always micromanaging everybody is it destroys trust in the workplace. Essentially, what you're saying is, I don't trust you to do your job. I don't trust that you're going to actually get the results. I don't trust that you're actually going to be able to get your work done on your own. So I've got to look over your shoulders and I've got to grade everything you're doing. And this message that you're communicating, even if it's unintentional, is incredibly demoralizing to the people that you work with. People need to feel trusted in order to take ownership of their work. Now, they may not do things exactly the way you would want them done, but chances are when people are free, they're free to do a lot more than they would do if they were being micromanaged. See, what happens when people are being micromanaged is they kind of no longer trust themselves. They feel like they've got to go to you with every issue. If you want a stronger, more capable team, you have to start trusting people. And you say, but that's the problem, Tom. I don't trust people. Well, maybe that's a you problem, or maybe you've surrounded your people that are not trustworthy. Either way, we've got some work to do. But trust empowers people, and empowerment is what's going to lead to growth. Okay, the second thing we want to bring up is micromanaging people always stifles creativity and growth. Now, you might feel like when you're looking over everybody's shoulders and checking everything that you're helping. But micromanaging, although it gives you a lot of control, it also kills all the creativity in your workers. When people are micromanaged, they stop thinking for themselves. They no longer trust themselves. They start doing the bare minimum just to make sure that they meet your demands and then nothing more. You want a team that feels free to innovate. You want a team that feels free to think outside the box and come up with new solutions, not always just concerned and worried that you're going to be grading them or be upset with them. Now, that's not going to happen if they're constantly being watched and constantly being corrected. So let your team experiment. Let them make some decisions for themselves and to learn from their mistakes. Growth really happens when people feel free to take risks. And by letting go, you create an environment where people feel more free to truly excel and to get to the next level. Okay, and the last thing that we want to point out is micromanaging does something bad to you as well. It doesn't just affect them, but it really affects you. When you're constantly looking over every detail and everybody's shoulders and checking everybody's work, that is an incredible amount of stress on your shoulders. You're feeling so responsible for every detail and every decision that's made. And realize how much weight that puts on you. And it also distracts you away from other projects or other ideas or your own creativity. Instead of being the leader that you need to be, you literally are just the micromanager. You're not free to experiment. You're not free to stretch. You're not free to come out of your box because you're so locked in to checking everybody else's work that you don't have any freedom yourself to innovate or to create new ideas or to follow some new paths along the way. So all of the planning, the leadership development, all of that goes on hold. And you can't focus on being a good leader because you're so busy checking everybody's work. So we got to learn to let go of some of the small stuff. It can be scary at first, but think about how much more effective, productive, and less stress will be on you if you're able to make this transition. So what are we talking about in this video? Well, here's the bottom line. Micromanaging isn't working. It's not helping you or your team. And you got to face this and you got to realize this, that it could be holding you back and holding them back. It probably is. And if you want to build better relationships at work and have a more engaged team and a more active team and a more productive team, you've got to stop controlling every detail and every decision and start empowering your team to step up to the plate and really use their creativity to shine. Now, you have to be willing to let people fail, and you have to be willing to let people make mistakes. And maybe there needs to be some consequences that you consider when those things happen, but there's got to be a little bit more freedom. When you trust other people, especially the people that are close to you and the people that you work with, you can then relax some of this stress. I know it's going to make you feel more stressful at first, but now you have room to become the strategic leader that's able to look down the road at what's coming next and what opportunities might be on the horizon. You'll not only free yourself up, but you'll create a more happier, a more productive, and a more engaged team, reducing your own stress along the way so that you're able to focus on what really matters. Okay, so the next time you find yourself micromanaging, checking everybody's work, having little debates and meetings with people, evaluating all that they're doing, catch yourself doing that and take a step back and ask yourself, is this really necessary? Do I really have to have this meeting? Could this maybe just be a text or maybe nothing at all? Trust your team to do their work. If they don't do their work, then yeah, there's consequences, but guide them and support them and encourage them and empower them. These are important things to do as well. And let them learn from their mistakes. You're going to build better relationships, foster a more cohesive team and community, and really create a culture with a lot more innovation in it as people venture out into this freedom. them. I know it can be a little bit scary, but one of the things that you can focus on is, what else could I do to become a better leader? If you found this video helpful, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and put your comments below about how you struggle with this, or how it's working for you, or what you're doing that might encourage somebody else that finds micromanaging challenging. Share your thoughts and ideas, and as always, guys, be present to life. I'll see you next time.